good sis Ada McCoy on here sharing her beautiful testimony of her obedience journey. Yes, I said obedience journey because what you will see in this episode lets us know that obedience pays. We're talking about infertility. We're talking about all things obedience. And so today, fam, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure before you click this video, make sure you go hit a like, share, subscribe, and join the family today. I hope this episode truly blesses you in all aspects of your life. Welcome back to Purposely Kels podcast. I'm so excited, y'all, for today's episode. Woo!
Yes, Lord.
Y'all excited? Y'all excited? Y'all see that title?
Yes, Lord.
Trying to conceive. So this is for all my mamas out there. This is for all the peoples out there. Okay, all of them.
That's it.
For the ones that's trying to conceive, and ones that's had a hard time conceiving, the ones that the doctor said, oh, you can't, no, you ain't gonna better do this. Oh, you bearing. The devil is a lie. Okay, and I got my good sis Ada McCoy, yes, the one and only, baby. Ada McCoy on here to share, to have a conversation because she know it all too well.
Yes, Lord.
And it's so amazing, y'all. I was just asking God because this title came. And I was asking God, I said, Lord, who? I want to talk about this so bad. I want to talk about infertility so bad. Myself, I personally haven't dealt with it, but the title came to me before the person did.
My Lord.
My Lord. And then instantly the Lord said, Ada.
My Lord.
And instantly I reached out to her. And she was so willing. She said, baby, when you well, let me know. And yeah, so we're here today, and I got my good sis here. Hey, sis.
Hey, sis.
I'm so excited for you. There's nobody better to talk about this than
my
Ada
Lord.
McCoy.
My Lord, I'm so honored. I'm so honored to be here, and my prayer is that by the end of this podcast, that this message or whatever is about to be released on today will be able to touch the hearts and the mind of those who, like she said, may be barren or may have dealt with infertility and are still going through spiritual infertility. So, you know, so we're so excited about what God is going to do here on today. Amen.
So excited, y'all. So I need you to go ahead before we get started to like, share, comment. Let me know down below what you thought about the video once it's over. Share this to your uncle. I don't care, so they can send it to the grandmas, everybody, the whole family. Share it up. Share it up. Repost, y'all, so we can get this type of information. I always just say my podcast is about real talk. No fake stuff. Just talk about real conversations. There's so many taboo talks that people don't want to talk about. And so I'm just happy to be here today. So sis, who are you? Tell the people about Ada McCoy.
My Lord. Well, I am Ada McCoy. She's already established. I'm Ada McCoy. I am a mother of two beautiful children. I'm a wife to my phenomenal husband, Jermaine McCoy. I'm a minister. I'm a worship leader. I am an author and an entrepreneur. So I'm a lot of things. I have a lot of hats that I wear, but by the grace of God, I'm able to balance everything out and be who He wants me to be, and you know, and overall, I'm able to continue to be there for my children and my husband.
Goodness.
Yes.
So, sis, take the people back a little bit. So, you haven't always been a minister.
No.
You haven't always had all of these hats. So,
no.
Who was Ada growing up?
Ada, growing up, I was this young girl who loved to sing.
Oh,
I've always loved to sing. I've sung in the choir. I've sung with different groups.
Oh, wow.
Back in the day. I've sung with bands and things like that. And then a few years, well, let me see. Me and my husband, we've been together now 9 years. Awesome. No, we've been together 10 years. I take that back. We've been together 10 years.
Oh, decade. My goodness.
Yes, Lord. We've been together 10 years. And before I met him, I've always known my husband, but before I met him in this life, I was singing with a lot of local bands here. I was singing with a lot of local bands, and then my pastor, who is my bishop now, who is my father-in-law as well, and my pastor, who is my mother-in-law, they came to me and they said something to me, and they wanted me to become their worship leader.
Oh, wow.
And I remember thinking, me? And they said, well, we prayed to God and He revealed you to us. I'm like, out of all the people, he revealed me to y'all. And I'm like, I wasn't there. Mentally, physically, I wasn't there. I was still enjoying singing with the band on the road on Saturdays, and in the club on Saturday nights, and in church on Sundays, and back in the club on Monday. Yeah. So it was a lot to take in. It was a lot of responsibility, and I didn't think that I was equipped for that particular call. But God began to show me along the way that you know, whom He called, He equips. So I didn't even realize that I was in preparation even when I was with the band. Wow. You know, so I ended up becoming their worship leader, and shortly after that, I ended up letting go of the bands, and I got heavy. I've always known God. Never had like a solid relationship like I have now. You know, growing up in church with family in church and grandparents being pastors and things like that, we learned from them, but we never really learned God for ourselves. We never built a relationship, and that's why it's important. That's why the Bible tells us to study to show thyself approved, rightly dividing the word of truth. We have to learn God, learn Him. We have to learn Him for ourselves. So after right before I met my husband, that's when I began to seek relationship with God instead of religion. Right there. Because I grew up in religion, but I never grew up in relationship. So once I started seeking relationship with Him, that's when everything else started panning out. I became worship leader, and then I was the leader over the millennials, and then God promoted me to minister.
Ooh, so let's go back a little bit. You said, after the husband, that's when you really start seeking relationship. What made that come about?
Seeing his relationship with God, and granted, his parents are pastors, so he understood where I was coming from with the religion versus, with the relationship versus religion. So seeing his love for God, it kind of ignited a fire within me. Like, okay, that's something that I want. Like I said, I've always known God. I've always, I sing to Him, I love on Him, but I was lacking that portion, the relationship portion of my relationship with Him. I was doing what I saw people do growing up, and and a lot of times we have to forget about what we've been taught growing up, and we have to get into the revelation of things for ourselves.
Ooh, fresh revelation.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's a whole segment right there. Religion over relationship. Because a lot of people think they in relationship, but they in religion. Yeah. You just go to church on Sunday.
That's it.
You don't see God don't hear from you Monday through Saturday.
Hello, somebody.
That's good. Hey, that's so good. So basically, seeing your husband, how he was close to God and how he operated, it kind of made you like, I got to go a little deeper.
Yeah, like this right here, if this is what it's going to be, I know there was something greater, that God had put on the inside of us, and I knew that we were a force to be reckoned. Like there wasn't going to be anybody that was going to be able to come in and tear down any walls on our behalf. So just being able to, to have that relationship with God, it strengthened my relationship with my husband.
Jesus.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to tell you, it's so important, even who you marry, who you're in connection with.
Yeah.
That's why the Bible say about a person, like even just in layman's terms, about just being careful who you connect with, because one can pull another.
Yeah,
depending. So you gotta be careful, baby. You can't be
unequally Yes, Lord.
With unbelievers, we ain't just talking about unbeliever and say, oh, he don't believe in Christ. We talking about people that
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Y'all ain't going the same direction.
Girl.
You say that you're gonna be abstinent, but he said that. Okay.
Hello, somebody.
Okay. Unbelieving, a follower, a disciple of Christ. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what the Bible means. An unbeliever. We ain't talking about a person that not only you Muslim and I'm Christian. We ain't just talking about that.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't going in the same direction at all. It. So that's so good, sis. I'm so glad, because some people come in. Like sometimes women come in, we be like, I already know what I want, but your husband actually drew.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all, I'm hearing some of this stuff for the first time
And
myself.
just, and of course my husband, meaning, he's our musical director at church, so he plays the keyboard. So our relationship on so many levels, we can connect on so many levels, and music being one, we have a passion for music, so that's an area that God connected us in, and we were able to just excel from there.
That's so beautiful, sis. That's so beautiful.
Thank you.
And let the people know how you even, I know you said about your pastors, they reached out to you, but were you and Jermaine at that point, her husband, were y'all in connection then?
Not at all.
How did that come about?
It's so funny. It happened like just we never intended to be in a relationship.
Wow.
We never even, well, I didn't look at him like that, but he always looked at me like that.
But
I never knew that. I actually went to their church. I was dating one of the ministers at the church.
Yeah.
I was dating her son. He was in the military, and he invited me to his church. Let's go back a little bit. Their son, Jamarcus was one of my bestest friends.
Wow, yeah.
And he and I, we connected on a level. We connected through music.
Yeah.
So Jamarcus and I, we were really good friends, and he used to always invite me to the church, and I never went. So just so happened, I started dating one of the minister's son, and he was like, I want you to go to church with me this Sunday with my family. And I'm like, okay, cool. Right. And we went there, me not knowing that it was Jamarcus' parents' church.
Oh, wow.
I never knew that.
Even know.
I didn't know it until I got in there. So he and I, we were dating. He ended up getting sent to New York. So of course I don't do long distance relationships. So unfortunately we ended up breaking up or whatnot. But I stayed there. I stayed at the church. Why? Well, I know now.
Now you know.
But I stayed at the church, and that particular Sunday, the first Sunday that I went there, I had a 3:00 service to sing at. His parent, my husband's parents, they went to that 3:00 service because they knew the pastors at that church. And I remember getting up ministering. And after I got done ministering, it was like, I didn't know you were gonna be here. I was like, I didn't know y'all knew. So we ended up giving each other a hug, and we, parted ways. I ended up going back to the church the following Sunday. I attended a couple of Sundays before my mother-in-law, who was back then, she wasn't even pastor, she was elect lady. She came to me and she said she had been praying, and God revealed to her, because she was the worship leader at that time. And God had revealed to her that I was going to be their next worship leader. And I'm like,
Jesus, that's beautiful, man.
So I ended up becoming their worship leader. And me and my husband, just after church, because they had so much going on with, other members and things like that. He and I, we would just go and just grab something to eat. Just after service, like not thinking anything of it. I never looked at him like my little brother or anything like that, because we never had that type of relationship, even with me and Jamarcus. But I never looked at him in any kind of way. He asked me, he said, do you date younger guys? And I remember saying,
oh, period.
I remember saying,
come on.
No, I don't. I mean, I've never dated a younger guy. And I was thinking he was asking me for this other younger guy in the church who tried talking to me before, and I turned him down. So,
for myself.
Right. He said, so he asked me if I dated younger guys. I was like, no, I've never dated a younger guy, not thinking anything of it. And as time progressed, we would go out to eat, and then that's when he finally told me that he was into me. Still then, it was just like, I ain't never dated no younger guy. See, because I'm 7 years older.
That's what I'm going to say. To tell the people. So.
I'm 7 years older than my husband. I'm 36 and he's 28. And he'll be 29.
See, ladies, don't count him out.
Yeah, don't count him out. Biggest blessing.
Don't count him out, ladies.
So I didn't, in that moment, I didn't think that we would be where we are today, 10 years later.
Beautiful, man.
I didn't think that we would be here. But we ended up falling for each other, and in less than a year, we ended up getting engaged and planned our wedding.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Ladies, tell me what the Lord don't do.
Hello, somebody.
See, let me stop. Let me the card right there. Now, I'm all for, having our list, right? I'm all for that, but we got to still surrender that to God, because we can have, I want him like this, and I want him, he got to be 10 years older than me, he got to be 5 years older than me, but God be like, listen, I can't do nothing with your list. Babe, I got something for you.
That's good.
I have something for you, but you won't surrender what your type is to me.
Ah, that's good.
Because we won't.
Yeah.
But God said, surrender that to me.
Yeah.
I got somebody, baby, I been had somebody for you, but you won't let go of what you.
Yeah.
Okay. Look, anyway.
I sent them, but you turned them around.
Okay, you turned them around. You don't want to do right. You don't want to do right. You want to surrender what you have for my plan.
That's it.
So that is so beautiful, sis. Yeah. So fast when y'all get married.
And we got married, and right after we got married, maybe about a year or so after we started trying to have children. Yeah.
So a year later, y'all started trying to have kids. So how was that process?
Emotional.
Yeah.
It was an emotional roller coaster. Dealing with, which I love when she wrote me about and gave me the title, Crying to Conceive. I was like, God, I know that oh so well. You know, it was definitely an emotional roller coaster. I found out maybe it was about 5.5, 6 years ago that I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is a hormonal imbalance that causes infertility. And we started going through the process once we found out that we kept trying to get pregnant. I was like, why is it that I'm not getting pregnant? I also didn't have cycles.
Well, okay.
So it was a lot that I didn't understand then about the woman reproduction system. Yeah. But once I found out about polycystic ovarian syndrome and I started researching, then I was able to understand a lot that my body was going through in that time when I was trying to conceive.
Did you not always have cycles, or it kind of started after a period of time?
After a period of time, they started becoming irregular. I would see them once every 3 months, and then it went to once every 6 to 8 months.
Oh wow.
And then it finally went to me not having any at all. Yeah.
So it made you kind of start paying attention when you guys started trying.
When we started trying, because I wasn't thinking about that then. So when we started trying, that's when I started paying attention to to my cycles and all of that stuff. And I remember going to my OB, and she said, I'm going to have to refer you to an infertility specialist. Jesus. And I was like, okay. And when she told me that, I was like, she's giving up on me.
Wow.
She's giving up on me. And she ended up sending me to this infertility specialist, and they started putting me on these regimens of Clomid, and it was another pill that they was putting me on to try to regulate my cycles and to try to get me to ovulate, because they said in order for you to ovulate, you have to have a cycle. So I went through so many regimens of that to the point I was growing real tired. I went through and got a shot. It wasn't IVF, but IVF at that time was so expensive. It was just like, you know what? The doctor said, y'all might well just look into a doctor. Wow. So I fired him, went to another infertility specialist. Yeah. They started me all the way over to the regimens of the Clomid and whatever the other pill that they gave me. They started me all the way over. By the time we got done with that, I was so stressed out, so overwhelmed. I was literally crying every day, and it had got so bad. I went to Dollar Tree, and I got every month I got a 30-day supply of pregnancy tests and ovulation tests. And every single day I took a pregnancy test and I took an ovulation test. Till this day, I still have all of those tests stored away in a Ziploc bag. It was almost 5 years. Almost 5 years.
Jesus. So so it had got to a point where you started, in a sense, where you feel like you started taking matters into your own hands.
Yes, I ended up. I fired after after doctors gave up on us. I remember telling my husband, I said, I'm gonna have to do something. So I ended up firing my doctors. I started researching a lot of stuff about PCOS on the Mayo Clinic. Mayo Clinic, their information is more accurate than you just going on Google. So I went and I started researching some things. By that time, I was a little on. I was my heaviest. I was about 216 pounds.
Yeah.
And I remember just reading up on some information, and I remember them saying if you lose 10% of your body fat, that increase your chances of getting pregnant. So I was like, okay, man, how am I going to do this? Because with PCOS, a lot of people may not be familiar with PCOS, but with PCOS, what it does is it causes your body to crave sugars.
Wow.
So no matter how much you try to fight it off, your body it's storing sugar in your body. So how other normal people, their bodies are released the sugars, our bodies store the sugars, which causes it hard for us to lose weight. We gain excess weight in our abdominal area, in our face. We experience facial hair growth. We experience it's so much that we experience, and I never even knew. They call it a PCOS face. I never knew anything about a PCOS face, but it's like it changes the structure of your face.
Wow.
I started noticing.
Wow.
It's crazy. I started noticing like the difference in the structure of my face, like the way, and I was just like, okay, God. So I remember it was October the 31st. October the 31st. I remember it was 2021. I was sitting on our couch in our living room, and God spoke to me. Now, this is after I've had a relationship with God. So you got to know when is God speaking.
Come on,
God spoke to me while I was sitting on my couch. And he said, when are you going to give me a chance? Just as clear as day.
Yeah, that's good.
And he said, fast for the entire month of November. This is in 2021. And I remember thinking, God, I struggled to do a 3-day fast.
Come on,
let alone 30 days at that time. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but if you said it,
Jesus, if you said it,
that God, if you said it, I know there has to be something greater that's attached to my obedience. So I said, okay, God. I ended up fasting for the entire month of November. And did I fall off the wagon? Yes, I did. But I didn't allow me falling off the wagon to stop me from getting back on the wheel and going forth with what God had already told me. So I ended up doing the fast, not knowing that the first week of my fast, I was going to get pregnant. Got pregnant the first week.
So I just want to take a pause to the cause.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even about the time frame. It was about your obedience. Continue. I just had to bring that out because that was good to me. That was really good to
me. Listen, out of your obedience.
So Lord, I just want your yes.
Go.
I just want you to follow. Ooh,
my Lord.
I make it happen.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, and I didn't know then that it was the first week until I was still doing my pregnancy test and all of that stuff every day. And I remember taking the ovulation test. Keep in mind, I want y'all to hold on to this. I still didn't have a cycle. God is my witness. God is my witness. My husband is my witness. I still did not have a cycle. I remember we went to, I took my husband to, I think it was Panama. No, Orange Beach. I took him to Orange Beach. This was December the 9th. We were celebrating his birthday. His birthday is December the 10th. And I remember we were at the condo that we rented. I wanted to cook him. We were under so much stress with trying to conceive. We had forgot about how, just being just enjoying each other. So I ended up taking him to Orange Beach, and I told him, I said, take me by the dollar store. I went into the dollar store just to get us some wine glasses. Now we wasn't drinking no wine, but we were just being bougie.
Being bougie.
And putting a little juice in our wine glass. So we ended up, he took me by the store. And now at this time, I wasn't even thinking about a pregnancy test. Jesus. I wasn't thinking about an ovulation test, no nothing. As soon as I walked into this particular Dollar Tree in Dollar General in Orange Beach, I pivoted to the right instead of going straight. When I went to the right, I ended up on the aisle with the pregnancy test.
Girl, this is encouraging.
I said, Lord, I said I wasn't gonna do another pregnancy test. I said I wasn't gonna do it, but it wasn't by chance that I ended up on this aisle. So I picked up a pregnancy test with two pregnancy tests in a box, and then I went on by my merry way, went and got what I needed to get. So then I went to the car, and I got in the car, and I remember my husband saying, "What you smiling for?" And I said nothing. He said, "What you got in the bag?" And I said, "Nothing. It's a surprise." You know, and I'm like, it's a surprise. Yes. So we went back to our condo, and he was sitting in the living room watching TV. Jesus. And I snuck the pregnancy test out the bag, and I went into the restroom. And I sat in the restroom, and I remember just saying, okay, I don't want this weekend to be emotional. It was emotional, but not the emotions that I was experiencing. So I ended up taking the pregnancy test.
My God.
And I remember I got up, I set it on the counter, I got up and I washed my hands. And I turned around and I looked, and I saw 2 faint lines. And I said, no, I ain't gonna get my hopes up. I did the second test. Again, one of the lines were, it appeared to be a lot more brighter than the faint lines. So I was like, okay. So then I started Googling. And then Google told me that if it shows like that, it's a possibility that you're pregnant. I ended up calling my husband in there, and I said, what this look like to you? And he looked at it. He looked at the box just to confirm, you know. And he looked at it, and he looked at me, he said, you pregnant.
Come on.
And with excitement, I just started, I couldn't even cry in that moment. Jesus. Because I was so excited for what we were experiencing, what we were encountering. My God. In that moment. And I remember, oh my God, I called my mom, I called my friends, I called everybody and showed them the test. And I'm gonna take it back just a little bit. A couple of weeks prior to that, my father-in-law, he got the minister whose son I was dating, who brought me to the church. He got her to pray over my womb. She prayed over my womb, and she released something to me that God had already been speaking to me about. Her daughter was pregnant. We was walking out of church one Sunday. She grabbed me and she stopped her daughter. Now it calls to be obedient.
Ooh, come on.
She grabbed me, Jesus, and then she grabbed her daughter. She turned me around. In that moment, God revealed to me what she was doing. She was transferring. Listen, she grabbed my hand and she put my hand on her daughter's belly. Her daughter was probably about 8 months pregnant at this time. And I remember thinking to myself initially, like, man, I don't want to do this, because this is something that I want, and all it's going to do is just bring me to a place of anger. I was angry. I was really, really angry.
Oh, talk about it.
I was angry. The process made me angry. I was angry. I was never angry with God. I was angry with myself.
Jesus.
Why? Because God began to show me some things about myself. And I remember I was the one that used to always say, I never want children.
Oh my.
Now, when the Bible tells us that life and death is in the power of the tongue, we need to take heed to that. because what we speak out of our mouths, we are asking for it to manifest.
Oh, talk about it, sis.
So I ended up, God began to show me. I got a glimpse of my life where I used to say, I'm gonna be the rich auntie.
Wow.
I don't never want kids. Bring your kids to me and I can just take them back. I always said that. So I had to go before God and I had to you never have to beg God. You never have to plead. And I went to God and I had to apologize to God. And I had to repent for what I allowed to come out of my mouth in a season that I didn't understand.
The season that she didn't understand. We have to watch what come out of our mouth in a season when we don't understand. That's so good. That's a jewel.
So I ended up asking God for forgiveness. And when this minister, when she put my hand on her daughter's stomach, we in the middle, church is letting out, people just passing by, not caring what, we don't care what we didn't care what nobody thought. She put my hand on her child's belly and she put her hand on both of our back and she went forth in prayer.
Jesus.
And so after I found out I was pregnant in December, I went to the doctor. And this how the enemy will play with you. I went to my OB at that time, and they did a pregnancy test. Indeed, it did show that I was pregnant, but they couldn't find my baby.
Wow.
They couldn't find my baby.
Jesus.
And I remember I was so overwhelmed. I was crying, and I'm like, "What you mean you can't find my baby?" They kept doing the ultrasound. She told me to come back the next week. Went back the next week, still couldn't find my baby.
Oh, wow.
Could not find my baby. So I remember this guy that I used to work for a pain management clinic, and he used to come in. And I remember running into him a while before I even found out I was pregnant. And he told me that his wife, she's probably like a year younger than me. And I remember him telling me that she's an OB. And she's in the facility that I was working at Providence. She was in that same building. And I remember him telling me about her. He said, she is just so sweet. And I said, I never really wanted a young doctor, but I want to give her a try. Yeah. So her Holy Spirit just told me to go to her. I ended up leaving my doctor. I scheduled an appointment, my OB. I scheduled an appointment with her. I got in with her that same day. She sent me the ultrasound. They found my baby. And God didn't want me. That's why they couldn't find it. He didn't want me under them, because when I tell you, my OB, listen, when I tell you my OB is the most kindest person that I could have ever encountered in my life.
I got chills. God,
she, oh my God.
Jesus.
From the time, this lady, she became my best friend. Like just that's how I looked at her. Physically, we're not best friends, but spiritually, like, girl, you're my best friend. And just going through that process and her being able to go through that process with me, you found my purpose, my child. You found my promise. The child that God had given me. You found that. And I stayed with, to this day I'm still with her, but I stayed with her. And I remember asking, I had got so big, I was so overwhelmed with that pregnancy. Oh my God. I had a hard time with my pregnancy, but I fought through it, because I'm like, God, you didn't bring me this far to leave me. So I remember asking her, can you induce me? Can we get this baby out of me? I ended up having my daughter August the 5th, 2022. I ended up having her at 38 weeks. Yeah. Now here's the kicker. Here's the funny thing about it. In August 2021, let's go back. The lady, when she put my hand on her daughter's stomach, this was about June or July of 2021. Her daughter August the 5th, 2021. I had my daughter August the 5th, 2022, a year later.
See, I just pause for a moment. Just pause. Cause I told him over here just like, ooh, Lord have mercy.
Man.
It's so encouraging.
Oh.
I think it's amazing how strategic God is and all that He do.
Yes.
Like He won't allow something to happen. He's like, I'm trying to get you over there.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the doctor, like you want them to find, but I had to go over here.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. God, He definitely.
Them dates.
He set me up. He set me up.
Oh.
And it was like after I had my child, my daughter, but I went to my 6-week follow-up. I was in labor with my daughter for 32 hours.
32 hours, wow.
By the time I got ready to push, no epidural. Praise the Lord.
God is faithful.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. But when I tell you, I didn't cry because of pain. I cried because I was so, in that moment, I was so overwhelmed with joy and just the thought of me pushing my child out. Like I need to see her. I need to get her here. And I pushed for over an hour and a half, just pushing, trying to get her out. And finally, when I pushed her out, I felt a huge relief. Because I was afraid the entire pregnancy, because a lot of women who deal with PCOS, a lot of them experience miscarriage, a lot of them experience stillborn babies. And I think in that moment, I was so like just ready to get my child out of there and hold her. You know, that's where I was in that moment. So then we went back for our 6-week follow-up, amen. We went back. Listen, I'm gonna put this out there. I heal fast. I'm a healer. God, He got me to where I heal. Like I heal quick, real quick. That's a chance.
She's like, I gotta put this out here before
I went back to my 6-week follow-up.
Jesus.
6 weeks later to go to get checked up for pushing out my baby girl, only to find out I was pregnant again.
The Lord said it's open.
He said, hey, I'm gonna give you double for your trouble. Amen. I'm like, God, you can chill out now. I mean, I get it, But I was pregnant.
My God.
I was pregnant with my son.
Yes.
But even before then, I thought my daughter was going to be my boy because I received a prophecy. And the prophet prophesied and he said, your first seed is going to be a boy. So I stood on that. I did. Yeah. I named Jordan. She was Jackson. I wanted a Jackson because that's who I thought. I thought I was having a boy. And I went for my ultrasound after I didn't start buying boy clothes, came up with a boy name. My mother-in-law, true woman of God, powerful woman of God.
Yes, she is.
She called me and she said, daughter, I want you to start thinking about a girl name. And I'm saying to myself, what you mean? I'm having a boy. God revealed to her. See, the way that God speaks to my mother-in-law is through dreams. And God revealed to her, I think it was 3 different times in a dream, that my seed that I was carrying was indeed a girl.
Wow.
We went to, what's the name of that place? Sneaker Peek.
Sneaker Peek, yeah.
Sneaker Peek. We went to Sneaker Peek. We sat in Sneaker Peek, and I remember laying in the bed, and I'm telling everybody now, oh, this is my boy. This is my boy. The lady, she started doing the ultrasound, trying to flip the baby so that she can see. And I remember her saying, oh, it's a hamburger. And the very thing I thought, because right before I went there, y'all don't laugh at me, laugh with me. The first thing I thought, because I had a Whopper before I went there, this machine that picked up on that Whopper.
Not the machine picked up on the Whopper on your head.
I said, oh, she see that Whopper that I just ate. No, it's a hamburger, meaning it's a girl. And I was like, oh my God, it was indeed a girl. And I thank God. I was destroyed in the beginning, but God said, you can't tell me what gender to give you when this is what you've been asking me for.
Jesus. Come on, that part.
So I was like, oh God, he quickened me real quick. And I was so blessed. Like, we were so blessed with our daughter. And then 6 weeks later, I found out I was pregnant with my son. And then it wasn't 6 weeks later, but I found out he was a son. He was a boy, weeks after. So we got the best of both worlds. We got our daughter, Jordan McCoy, and our son, Jackson McCoy.
The people want to know, you having about one more? You got one more?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No more in
that. Just, the people.
Yeah, they're going to tell you, but we fix like a fight.
She said, that's it, that's all.
No, like, God, you can chill out, though. You got a sense of humor. I know we've been asking for this, but and then you know what? Let me take that back. If it's in God's will, regardless of how fixed we are.
Come on, it'll happen.
If it's in His will, it'll happen. And if it happens, we're gonna welcome that baby with open arms. Yeah. But I'm gonna petition God now. God, we good. We good. We love we good. We good with these two. The kids 10 months apart. Got a 2 and a 3-year-old. Yeah,
baby,
we good.
I feel it.
We good. We
That's
good.
all good to me, Ada.
Yes, Lord.
She's like, we good, baby.
We love it, though. We love it. We're changing for the world.
It is so encouraging, even for myself, to hear that, how your obedience. Yeah. Because a lot of people, and I love how you brought out, too, about you were frustrated through the process. Ooh. Because people think because you have God, that you don't get frustrated.
Baby, I was weary.
My God.
I was weary. I lacked in faith. My faith was wavering. And I was in church. Oh, in church, in God. I was in God.
Jesus.
And I was still feeling that way. I'm up, and I remember thinking to myself, God, I'm up, and I'm leading your people to a place of worship that and I'm following your commandments. I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and I can't give my husband the very thing, and my husband, he was so encouraging throughout the entire process. He always, every time I got a negative pregnancy test, he just knew that it was time for me to come and lay on his chest and just cry. And he would just hold me, and he would encourage me, and he would just tell me, it's okay, it's gonna happen. And he was the one that always said, it's going to happen in God's time. Ooh. It's going to happen in God's time. He was very, and it pays to have a spouse that can hear from God, to have a spouse that is obedient. Baby, when they say obedience is better than sacrifice, listen, he meant that. And it pays to have a spouse that can labor for you when you're not able to labor for yourself.
Come on, ladies. Oh, that's so good. Hear her.
I was not able, I'm telling you, there were times I couldn't pray for myself. I was torn. I was really torn because I wanted this. When Mother's Day came around, I hated to see Mother's Day. I was so broken. And one Sunday, one of the deaconess, my assistant, she's a deaconess, but she's my assistant worship leader. She brought me something. No, first my sister, my friend, my sister, she made me this, it's a thing in a shadow box. She made me something, and it said something to the nature of, when baby McCoy manifests, break this glass. And I remember hanging that up. I made a onesie that said, this helps me to see you before I see you.
Jesus.
And I remember pouring oil and praying and laboring over that onesie. I remember going to the store and purchasing unisex clothing. Didn't have a child, wasn't pregnant, going to purchase all of these things. And I was just like, okay, God, in due time,
in due season,
come on, I want my due time to be now. But I had to learn to be patient. And I realized now that those years that I was asking God to go ahead and give me my baby, he didn't give them to me then because I wasn't ready. I wasn't patient enough to have children. He had to wait, and I said, God, if I don't have no children by the time I'm 35, you might well just go ahead and hang that up.
Yeah.
Just give me a dog or something.
Give me a dog. I know that's
And
right.
I had my daughter at 34. No, I had my daughter at 33, and I had my son at 34. I'm 36
Before
now.
the time.
Yep.
Before. But
Yep. So yeah, so it was definitely
it's so good.
it was one of those moments that I thank God. Well, it was one of those seasons, not moments. It was one of those seasons that I thank God for allowing me to even endure that, because it made me who I am today. It strengthened my faith.
Yes.
You know, and now I'm able to tell of the good. A lot of times people they think it's just a cliche when they hear that scripture. I've tasted and I've seen. I've literally tasted.
Come on,
and I've seen.
Oh, I gotta have an experience.
You know, and I tell baby, I tell people all the time. I live by this. I don't want to experience God, because an experience can wear off. I want to encounter. Because an encounter is something that you're going to remember forever. It's
Jesus.
So I thank God for the encounter that I was able to have with Him. So now I'm able to tell people about my journey. I created a Facebook page, Faith Over Infertility, so that women and men, because a lot of people don't know that men deal with infertility as well.
My God.
So I created a Facebook page, Faith Over Infertility, and I just released my book.
Talk about that a little bit. Let's touch on a few of these things.
Look, I released a book called The Wait. And The Wait is a Faith Over Infertility book. And God gave that to me. It's a combination of the scriptures that was given to me while I was going through my season of infertility.
Jesus.
These were scriptures. This was words of encouragement that was given to me in the process. And I was able to take all of my notes that I've written down over the past 5 years and compile it into a book. I put it in a book, and it's called The Way. See, but the thing is, and a lot of people don't know, the book says Faith Over Infertility. But we just got out of a study, and I thank God for allowing us to see it from a spiritual standpoint. They wrote a lesson out for our leaders at church, and the lesson was created based off of my book. And we were able to talk to our people from a spiritual infertility standpoint.
Come on.
When you're not able to produce in the spirit.
Come on, that's really good.
And God had already dealt with me, because it's a couple of women that's reached out to me that's not even going through infertility, some older women, but they're able to read my book, and God is able to speak to them from a spiritual standpoint.
Oh, that's so good.
And you're not focusing on physical infertility, but now you're more so focused on the spiritual infertility, like what you not being able to produce, you're not being able to bear. Like you have to, even when you are able to see the fruits of your labor, when you're able to see the fruits of your labor, what does your life look like then? So I thank God
so good
for even allowing me to share my encounter with Him, with the world.
Jesus.
You know, with my infertility journey. So it's truly been a blessing. It's been a blessing.
It's a blessing to me.
Yes, Lord.
You hear me? I'm over here encouraged and just because it's like, yes, I haven't went through infertility, but your obedience through the whole process encouraged me to just hold on. like obedience pays literally.
Yes.
With God, obedience is big to God, and
Absolutely.
how He set you up from the beginning of that.
Oh yeah. Never
Like-
even, baby, never even thought about having children. Never even thought about getting married. This is my second marriage, so let's put that up there. This is my second marriage. So, and never even thought about getting married again. Let alone get married to a younger guy. And I had my type. I don't date light-skinned people. My husband's very much so light-skinned.
Don't date light-skinned.
Yeah. So I just truly thank God just for he literally he set my life up before I even knew what my life would look like.
And it's just up to us to find out and go to Him about that.
Yeah.
Because His word is literally a lamp unto our feet. Because, a lamp is just, you ain't going to see a lamp, really ain't going to light up a whole big space.
Yeah.
It ain't going to show you everything. A lamp literally lights up a space.
Give you a glimpse of that moment.
Glimpse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, I think my mom and them was saying the other day, like, Lord, I don't want to know everything. The Lord told us everything.
Ooh.
Baby,
I'd probably give up.
I promise you, like, Lord, I gotta go through that.
Hey, wait a minute.
Like, you told me I gotta go through that.
Because truth be told, had He showed me that I was going to have to go through this infertility journey, no. I don't think I would, no, I don't think I would sign up for it.
That's what I'm saying.
I would have signed up for it.
I can't show you everything.
Oh, yeah.
I can't show you your whole life, baby. You ain't gonna do right.
And I thank you for
promise
not
you,
doing
you ain't gonna do right.
Yes, Lord.
And I just want y'all to be encouraged to even hold on to what she said. You can put this in any area of your life.
Yes.
What are you trusting? What are you believing God for?
Yes.
What did God tell you the last thing to do? What was the last thing the Lord said? I need you to do this, and you ain't did it yet. What was the last thing? It's in the obedience.
That's it.
It's in the obedience. If God told you to go left and you still going straight, that you still ain't doing what He told you to do. And so we have to understand it's in our obedience that God will continue to lead us.
Yes,
and
Lord.
since no, I ain't getting into that yet. I need you to encourage that woman. That woman.
To that woman that may be.
That man. Whoever.
Woman, that man that may be dealing with infertility. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
I know that I know that it gets tired. I know you grow weary. I know it's frustrating.
Jesus.
But do not, like sis said, your everything that is going to take place from this moment going forth is connected to your obedience.
Jesus.
Learn to obey God. It's so funny because every time I think I don't know if it was your mom or somebody. They used to say, obey God.
Probably so.
Somebody they used to always say it is stuck with me.
Yeah.
I know it was somebody in your family that used to always say, obey God.
Yeah.
And I've held on to that all of these years. Obey God. No matter what it looked like, no matter what the enemy tries to throw your way, obey God and stay encouraged. I know it's easier said than done, and don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up because God has the pen and He is still writing your story.
God has the pen, she said.
And He's still writing. He's still writing your story. Yes, Lord.
Oh, that's good, sis.
Yes,
okay.
Lord.
How can the people get in touch with you? I'm gonna have all her information below, guys.
I have a Facebook page. It's Ada MCcoy. It's ADA MCcoy. I'm also a business owner, so I have a business page. It's called Mac MC Creations. Creative Designs. That's my business page. I've been doing that I've owned my own business about 3 years now.
Oh, awesome.
It's been about 3 years. So I've been doing it's a kingdom business. It is a kingdom business, and we're steady growing. So I do a lot of t-shirts and banners and flyer designs and whatever you can think of, I do.
So what type of banners, Ada,
like the big retractable banners. I do the wall banners, whatever banners that you guys can think of. I can
hit
do
them up, y'all.
Yes, and
do you ship all that type of stuff too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and we're always running a special, so always connect to my page. Stay connected because I'm always running a special on something. Because once again, I don't do this for the money. I do this for the vision that God has given me, and I'm doing this to bring awareness to the kingdom of God. Because there's still good people out there that's not just trying to break the bank. Because I give away a lot of things. You know, if God tell me to give away something, I'm gonna give it away. But
that's good. And it's like you were missing something. It's like it was something else. Cause you said you got your infertility book.
Mm-hmm.
Did you tell people about the page? You told the people about how to get in touch with you and your pages.
Yes. Okay. And then also you can purchase my book called The Wait, Faith Over Infertility. You can purchase it on Amazon. You can just go in and type in The Wait.
Yes.
And then you'll be able to, or Infertility, and my book will pop up. You'll see it under, amongst other books on there as well.
Awesome. I'm going to have all the information below in my description box. So make sure y'all go support her. And make sure, like I said, y'all send this to somebody. Share it. I'm telling you, we don't have a lot of these conversations.
Yes,
you don't see them everywhere.
Yes.
And so somebody that experienced it firsthand, my good sis.
Yeah.
And she understands how you feel.
Yes, Lord.
But do not give up. Don't give up. Like I said, apply this in any area of your life. Yes. Her obedience encouraged me today.
My Lord.
And so I just thank God for her. Y'all, I had such a good time. I'm so excited about this episode. I was waiting. I said, I can't wait to talk to the good sis about this.
I'm so excited.
So, yes, y'all share it up, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure y'all just stay encouraged, stay in faith. That's most important, man. There's so much, like I said, so much other stuff going around. Let's share godly content.
That's it.
Let's talk about the truth. Let's talk about the life giver today.
Yeah.
Okay, so until next time, thank you so much, sis, for coming on.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am. Such an honor.
And so y'all get in touch with her and y'all stay encouraged. Until the next episode, this your girl Purposely Kels. Y'all take care. Bye.